N-bit depth, which has 4 times richer gradation compared to 8-bit, and 4:2:2 color sampling is available in every recording format and frame rate, either in 4K or full HD.
So I'm guessing, just like you guys, I've been watching the whole Sony a7S III introduction on Sony camera channel. I did actually first, believe it or not, watch the Peter Lindgren review because that probably interests me the most. What he can do with it, how it looks like, and I'm really excited that Pete got a sample from Sony. Now, I gotta tell you, the camera looks absolutely stunning. And I did a poll yesterday asking people, if a few questions. And it's quite funny because most people replied, I love my Sony a7 III and I don't feel the need to upgrade. The closest score after that was not bothered. The base camera is the camera you have on you. Now, sure. I actually would probably reply with the first one. I would sell my mother-in-law to buy this camera. It looks absolutely stunning, and I mean stunning. It's incredible. So let's go through this for a sec. It's got a completely new image processing engine, which is 8 times more powerful, and a brand new 12.1 megapixel back illuminated full frame XRR CMOS image sensor with a completely reduced rolling shutter effect, so you can wave it around and you're not going to have this crazy kind of warping rolling shutter effect. That is awesome. 12 megapixel sensor. You're thinking, why is it so low? Well, the reason is you don't have pixel binning. So for example, with my Sony a7 III, with my Sony a7 R3, you have pixel binning, where you're putting a bunch of pixels in one group and you're bidding them together. Just, you're not getting the same kind of image quality as you would with a 12 megapixel sensor with no pixel binning. That is absolutely awesome. The ISO range from 40 to 409,600. That is crazy. That is really, really awesome. You've got the video recording capabilities. Obviously, the one thing that everybody's been asking for is 4K, 120 frames per second. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I love the full HD 120 frames per second that the a7 III has to offer. And if you do it well enough, you don't really notice that you're filming in full HD, especially not watching it on an iPad or on a laptop. I'm sure if you put it on a big projector screen, you might see the difference. But still, this is not just 4K 120. It's coming in at 10-bit and 4:2:2 color depth, which gives you an absolutely huge, a vast amount of flexibility when it comes to post-processing. The editing, the color grading, you can push and pull so much because this thing has 15 stops of dynamic range. So between your darks and your whites, it's actually stretched a couple of stops. So you can almost feel like you're going to be blowing out on one of these cameras, but on this camera, you've got 15 stops. That is absolutely insane. So you can really push this camera to its limits and still pull out a lot of information from the whites and the blacks. That's amazing. 4K 60, 16-bit RAW video via the Atomos Ninja 5. Now, that is just insane. 4K 60, 16-bit RAW video. I don't know if you guys know what that means. I'm not sure I know what that means, but I have seen it before, and RAW video is insane. You can literally swap and change it around like a RAW photo. So that's it. That's amazing. The first thing you're going to do is go out and buy yourself an Atomos Ninja 5. The fast hybrid AF system with 759-point phase detection, covering 92% of the image sensor. That's beautiful. That's enhanced real-time IAF for movie recording and still image recording. That's awesome. IAF in movie recording. It's also got a new heat dissipating mechanism, which means that you can film, and I have seen a few reviews right now where people are filming over an hour and there is no overheating, unlike other cameras that were recently released. that is absolutely awesome. And 5-axis optical in-body image stabilization with an added active mode, which is kind of a digital mode which crops in 10% on the image, but it gives you a lot better image stabilization. So it's almost like you have a gimbal in your camera. Mix that with the DJI Ronin S, and your footage is probably just that's mind blowing. That is mind blowing. It's also got the world's brightest and largest 9.44 million dot OLED electronic viewfinder. The one thing I hate in the A7 III is the viewfinder. It absolutely drives me mad. That's actually one of the big reasons why I bought the A7R III, because the viewfinder in it is absolutely delicious. Now, this just looks at. I can't wait to put my eye up to this viewfinder. Side opening variable angle LCD screen, which everybody's been asking for. I got to tell you, I'm not that bothered about that because I use a camera just above my camera, which means that I'm not constantly looking at this little screen. I can see I'm there. I can see that I'm in focus. I can see I've got like my neon here. I've got my jib one here. I've got my black screen here. You know, I can see what's going on, but I'm not constantly looking at it. So I'm not that bothered about the screen, though it is an awesome addition for really weird angles. The completely redesigned menu system. I got to tell you, I came from being a Nikon fanboy for about 20 years. Obviously not digital, but digital. I've been using them since the Nikon D3 came out, and that's a pretty long time. So I was used to a good menu system. When I came to the Sony, I was like, what is this menu system? But I've come to know it, I've come to love it, and I really do enjoy the menu system. But this new menu system, that just looks awesome. It just looks like it's a lot simpler. You can get to what you want a lot quicker, though I do use the favorites a lot in these two cameras, so I can quickly get to what I need. High speed continuous still image shooting at 10 frames per second. Yeah, sure, that's great. I got to tell you, the speed of the photos, I don't actually use it that much, either in the A7 III or the A7R III. I think I may have used it once or twice in the time that I've had these cameras. And the dual CF Express and SD card slots, that's pretty cool. I'm still happy that I can put both my SD cards in there, but if I want, I can get these new cool Sony dual CF Express cards, and that is absolutely fantastic. Now, I wrote a whole load of stuff just looking at this. I'm just going to have a look. Oh yeah, no recording limits. The amount of times I've done a film and I've recorded past 30 minutes, I'm like, what is wrong? No recording limits. That is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I think I actually went over everything I want to go over. This does seem like the new best filmmaker's camera. And I gotta tell you, I'm gonna start saving up for this camera because it looks absolutely fantastic. I would love to have this in my kit. I would then take the A7 III home and just use it as a personal home camera that I could have with me all the time with a small 35mm pancake lens. Yeah, I don't have this camera. These are just my thoughts. So please don't give me too many thumbs down. I am really excited about it. So yeah, it looks awesome. Hopefully, I might just go out and get it and just test it out for a week. We'll see. You guys have a great day. It's been a beautiful day, a lot of good news. And let's hope maybe that the Sony a7 III and Sony a7R III get an update for the new menu system. How cool would that be?